Hey there, my name's David. On this episode, I'm going to be showing you the easiest and cheapest way to make car curtains or van life, whatever, CRV curtains. I have a Honda CRV, and this will work for any vehicle. Now, I've tried multiple different solutions, including curtains with a rod, curtains with shock cord, or bungee cables, as well as those slip-over covers that go over the windows. And while those do work, they're accessible from the outside and people can, cut them up or whatever. And it makes it kind of obvious that you're in there. So I've got a solution that's cheaper, way cheaper than all these, and super easy and custom fits any vehicle. So here's prototype number one. This perfectly fits in my back window. It's black on one side, white on the other. It just depends. Some of my stores around me, they sell poster board with black on both sides, and some it's just white. And it's just whatever you can get. But these cost about $1.75, $1.50 Canadian each. So what is that? About 25 cents American? Something like that. So let me show you how this works. All right, so you can see here, this is cut perfectly in there. But what I've done is the actual edges are to here, but I've taped these like little flaps that stick out. And this will stick in there and actually keep it from popping out or sliding out. Then I put this little tab here, pull tab, to keep it in. So usually I just jam the bottom in really hard, then the side, and then you just push. As you can see, it sticks in there, and if I shut it, so you can see the hideous part there, it's not falling out. No matter how hard you slam this, they don't come out. And to get this out, I mean, you can try to grab the edges or whatever, but that's why I just pull tab, done. Easy peasy. So it just goes in there, just thumbs in the corners, and then I put 2 thumbs up there and we're done. So now what I did, which is even cooler, is I cut this piece here, so then you can pull this down and push it down like that, and then you can roll the window down this much. After a window is down, you get one of these, which is an extra large shirt at the dollar store for $1.50. If you can buy double extra large, we don't really get those in Canada, but in the States, I'm pretty sure you can buy double or triple extra large. I think you'd only need double extra large, it would fit perfect. This one, I'm just having to stretch it out a little bit. It's a little tight, but it'll be fine. And you can see it's a giant shirt, so this is what I'm gonna do. So now that our window's down, you can roll the window down that much, and you can take your shirt and just throw it over top. Like that. And you wanna fold this down to keep it down. And see, that's where if you had a double extra large, it'd be a little bit easier to get this over. But I'm just gonna stretch this out, it'll work fine. But I mean, that's basically all I need at this point. You can just flop it over. But it does actually go all the way down. If you wanna roll the whole window down too, that's another thing. You can just take this out and roll the window down all the way. Once I get this stretched out, it will be perfect. You can see it does go all the way down. Just like that. And then you'll have mosquito protection, and you'll have air coming in when you're sleeping in your vehicle if it's too hot. Yeah, we want to close this up. We just flip this over on the outside, on the inside, and then we can just close it up like that. So it's $1.50 for these. I got 6 of these. I might only need 5. So that's 6, 7, 8.50, and then a roll of duct tape from Dollarama was $4. Full window covers for all 6 windows. And then for the front and the back, let me show you what I've done. Basically, I got these off of Amazon. There are these double folding, cover things. Let me show you, they're so big. So there's silver on one side and black on the other. So we're just gonna put that in the front. You can get different sizes. I would actually recommend, I got this one. This one's measured to be almost exactly the same size as my windshield, but get the biggest one you can. You can just jam it in there. I wish I bought the one, because there was one a little bit larger than this one. So I'll link these up in the description below if you want to check these out. They're super cheap, and it makes it so much easier. For the side windows, there's no way this would work. You actually need something that custom fits those. So all you're gonna do is just put it up here, and then you're gonna use these to hold it in place, like that. Push it around there. And that's basically it. So you can just get a look in there. See, it blocks out like almost all the light, but you can see just in the corners a tiny bit. Just buy the biggest one you can get, unless your car is really tiny. It's one of those things, you take it and you fold it over like this, and then you double it over like that. It almost does it itself. When you fold it in on itself like that, it just kind of does it, and then you just scrunch it into the bag. So I bought a second one of these things for the back. It's too big, so I'm gonna figure this out. Either I'm gonna bend the metal rails in here to fit this perfectly, or I'll end up using another piece of poster board just because this is smaller than the front. I'm not sure yet. So let's go make all the other pieces and then I'll figure out this back piece. Okay, so we're tracing this out. Even if you had a fresh piece of paper or whatever, you can stick it over top and just start jamming stuff into the corners. You can use a piece of cardboard free from like the supermarket or whatever, but I find it's easier to get the bottom in first. And this one's already been cut close, so I just need to jam it in there like this. But you can put it on one side, roll your window down, and stick the pencil through the other side, and then just trace it out. So what you're left with is a rough cut. You can see the pencil marks, and that's not going to fit perfect, but that's why we put tape sticking over the edge that's sticking out like a ½ centimeter, because then you can jam it in there. If you have tracing paper, it would be really easy to do with this too, but you can see here, this is the window I got to do. It's going to be hard to film this one, but I'm basically just going to take this and trace it on the inside. So this one's proving to be very difficult to do from the inside, so I'm just going to freehand it on the outside. So I'm just going to look, and I did confirm that this edge here, the silver edge, is where the size of it that needs to be. So I'm just going to look, where's the top of it here, and then just freehand it like that. It goes down here, somewhere down here. You can always use tape, extra tape, to fill in the gaps if it's not exact. Alright, so I'm going to show you how to tape these a really easy way, now that I've done a bunch of these and I figured out the simplest way. So this tape, if it's on an angle like that, it's a pain in the butt. But we're going to do this side first. So what you're going to do is just put the tape over it and get it pretty close to what you need. Tear it off. This dollar store tape is kind of crappy duct tape, but it's great for this because you can tear it off really easy. So you're going to push your thumb down just on the edge of one. Stretch it up to the top and put your thumb down there. And just have a little bit of overlap. And then you can just lightly run your finger, flip it. And this is so easy. I figured out you just take the middle, because we want a bit of a lip sticking out so it jams into the crevice and holds. So just get barely touch in the middle and then pinch it. So now we've got this pinch, slide the pinch. And then you can kind of get the edge a bit on there and just make sure it's touching the edge like here. And then slide the pinch. All right, so now we're gonna test out, make sure these fit, but I'm very confident in them. And yep, look at that, perfect. Pull tab. We'll just leave it in there and see how dark we can get it in there now. If you want maximum darkness too, you can get this, not the silver tape, but black tape. It just costs twice as much. Yeah, there we go. That's a little better. All right, the back window here. Let's see if this works. Right in there. Well, this one's a little bit big. Just flex it in a little bit. There we go. Once you kind of get it crumpled in there, then it'll go in every time. Now for the porthole windows at the back, I made these ones out of poster board, but this is actually too thick and it just didn't stay in there. You need to use the little ledge, the kind of groove there to have it stick in there. So using this, whatever this is, just construction paper stuff that's a little bit waxy, which was initially my stencil, this actually sticks in there way better. So I just put a pull tab on there and this works much better than this. This doesn't stay in that well. You just stick it in the bottom, stick in the corner up here and slide it in. Easy. There you go. So I thought I could make this work for the back window here, but it was just too much of a pain to try to bend this. So I'm custom cutting a new one, which you can see here. And to do this, all you're doing is taking some construction paper and you put it over there, and then if you have the sun behind you, you can just look and then stick your pencil in the edges and jam your fingers in there and draw a line, and then you can cut it and trim it down. And once you get it close, then you can kind of just, like I did here, you tape on some pieces so it's pretty darn close. Okay. So I've got this piece cut out. It fits perfectly. I just had to trim it a little bit, but now we're just going to trace it. Cut the other half out. This fits so snug that I don't even need tape on it, but I do need to put a pull tab on it to get it off. It's really snug in there. And the final two pieces here, you can see, something like this. One there, one there. I have one tiny little corner cut out here so I can stick my finger in there and then use one of these pull tabs to pop it out. And pop it out. And in the dying light here, to show you, I store them underneath my bed like this. Problem solved. So that's another thing tackled now. All the curtains are taken care of. I have perfect stealth, whether I want to camp out at Walmart parking lot or whatever if I'm in a city. Ideally, I'll try to stay out of town when I go on my road trip, but sometimes you're gonna have to stay in town. And having stealth like that, having curtains per se, is absolutely necessary. I should note too, I tried out curtains and putting rods in there. I even thought of using my trekking poles and attaching them to those handles that hang down there and then attaching curtains to that. And you can do that, it just you end up getting with a bunch of gaps. It's easier in the fact that you can roll it up and just leave it there, but then you have all this extra stuff hanging around above your head when you're sleeping, and it doesn't have as good seal, and then you end up having to put you have to either drill stuff or put a bunch of command hooks all over your inside your vehicle, and then have to use like shock cord and sew it into the curtains and then stretch that and attach it. It's a lot more work to actually do that, and it doesn't give as good a result. With this, I have all those pieces, and I'll just stuff them underneath my bed when, you know, I'm at the end of the day, and then pull them back out, pop them in there. It takes 2 seconds to put them in. So hopefully you enjoyed this episode. You got some value out of this. If you're looking to make some curtains or some blackout windows for your CRV, your van, your car, whatever it is, going on road trips and van life and all that good stuff. So until next one, have a great day.